This is so exciting. We've got the whole fam here, the whole team here. Has Brittany and BK ever been on podcasts together?
We've been on Jana's,
I
think at the time, a couple years back. We've done, maybe one or two, maybe one.
Yeah, we've been in some interviews together about podcasts.
This is significant. I feel like
this is a big deal.
And we've got Brian. By the way, Brian, who is a dear friend. I've known you for a couple years now.
Yeah.
I have no idea how you say your last name. Is it Beirut?
It's just Bolte.
Not even close.
There's no R.
It's Bolte?
Bolte, yeah.
I was using numbers and stuff.
Well, Bolte. Oh, I see it now. It's definitely Bolte.
I like Beirut.
What is that?
I like Beirut, though.
I like
Beirut, dude. I'm changing it.
Beirut doesn't make any sense. I thought it was like I just didn't know. I've never known how to say it, to be honest. It's Bolte.
Like, back in high school or football games, it would come off over the intercom like so many different Butte, Blute. No one got it right.
What is it? What's the?
It's I guess most like South like France, Portugal kind of area. I think
Bolte.
Kind of a mutt.
No, I like it. I like it.
It's a fantastic last name.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm into it. So, okay, we've got a lot to talk about here. And by the way, I was talking to Jensen yesterday, and I was like, Jensen, like, I've got Brittany coming on, like, everyone's coming on, like, what are we going to talk about? And Jensen said that Brittany is the crypto queen. Like, you're the secret behind this whole operation.
Yes.
The
Crypto
Chill
Brittany.
Cowboy Country Club. Did you get really into it in the pandemic, or like, how'd you get so into crypto?
Well, I love technology. Like, I was the kid in middle school that was coding my MySpace. Like, everybody kind of made fun of me, but when they wanted a sparkly background,
You were doing it.
What
was that like? Because I never did that. Did you really have to code the custom background in MySpace?
Yeah, there was a lot of copy and paste, and there was templates you could copy and then tweak, but I just was always interested in just technology and new technology, and kind of that friend that was showing everybody, new updates on the iPhone. And yeah, I guess it was like a year and a half ago, and you were probably so annoyed with me, babe, but I was just up all night listening to tons of just like nerds in the space and just geeking out on like YouTube and Discord and just trying to understand what was going on, and just became super intrigued. And then specifically Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis's project, along with like
the Chill Kitty or the Stoner Cats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, at first I was a little mad because we came up with the concept several years ago. We were
to do Stoner Cats?
Well, about our 4 dogs.
Yeah. We were thinking
Stoner
about
dogs
being stoned. Because
kind of hilarious.
We like to smoke weed, but we're like, I wonder if our dogs get high, and like, what would they say if like they were high?
Do they get secondhand high?
I don't think so. We heard they don't, but I was like, what if they were just talking so much shit on us, like while we're over here, like
they probably are.
They're having like conversations when we leave the house, like, all right, we'll be back. We're going to dinner, and they're like, yeah, we know you're going to dinner. You're probably going to like, wherever. But.
So I saw Stoner Cats, and I'm like, that's interesting. And so I just started digging in. I'm like, why would you have to have an NFT to watch this, and what's the value of that? And so I just started digging in and tried to understand like what the blockchain was, and what an NFT was, and what a smart contract was, and why that was beneficial for a creator. And then it started to click, especially when you start applying it to music and concert tickets and even paintings, or trying to verify or authenticate something. And there was like a huge light bulb that went off, and anybody that I talked to was like, we don't know what you're talking about, But then when you start to explain it in pretty mainstream terms, like with ticketing, like concert ticketing, you're like, oh, like this is about to revolutionize the world, and especially for creators.
Yeah. There was kind of a moment where it felt kind of cool to have like some good crypto knowledge, right?
Yeah.
Like you kind of felt a little superior to everyone else who was like in the dark days, right? Like you've been into it for a while also, right, Brian?
Yeah, I used to run a fund, and we invested into a crypto fund, and I started getting the quarterly newsletters, and then you started seeing a lot of talk about NFTs. And when I first heard about it, I was like, this doesn't make sense at all. I kind of sloughed it off. And then probably 6 months later, I started really hearing about it again. And so I was like, okay, I got to figure out what's going on. And kind of the same with you, the ticketing thing is what really made it click for me. The fact that, there's these scalpers out there that make all this money off, secondary ticket sales. And the fact that you can use an NFT and send, royalty back to the artist or back to the venue, and kind of remove those scalpers a little bit with the NFT. That's when it really clicked for me. I'm like, okay. So then you start going down the rabbit hole even more, and kind of realize there's so many things you can do with them. But yeah, that's that's about what made it click for me.
Yeah, and the ticketing thing too. Like I just had StubHub screwed me over because I bought a ticket about an hour before the event. It didn't get transferred in time, and I ended up having to buy another ticket. I was on the phone support with them. Like these things should just be transferred seamlessly.
Yeah,
like there shouldn't be an issue. I ended up making it into the show, but it was such a hassle. I was on support with them. It's like everything should just be like, okay, so Brian, so Brittany's like into this crypto thing. Are you like, look, like I'm just here making my music. Like I don't want to be in the metaverse, but somehow you got into the metaverse. How'd you guys launch this project, the Chill Cowboy Country Club?
Well, we we're entrepreneurs. We love Brittany and I working together, so we've got a bunch of different businesses that we do, and part of our morning and daily ritual is just to talk about things that are current, things that we could create, things that we could be a part of that we're passionate about, and trying to leave a legacy behind. And so after a bunch of research, she got me in the world, but it really clicked for both of us when we understood the fact that not only is there an NFT? Yes, but we want to build, and we are building a community with Web3 technology. We're building a club, we're building a brand, we're building a platform alongside artists, alongside our members. So from the ground up, it's happening. And we're ahead of the game, but we're also in the middle of the game getting built in a sense. And so just we decided, it clicked when we knew that it was gonna be a heavy utility-based project and platform and movement. So there's so many things that we can do with this. And once we understood that and wrapped our head around it, it's not just a singular NFT project. It is a platform. It is a place where, we're gonna give away tickets. There's unlimited drops and collaborations with other brands. I don't know if we want to talk about it now, but we're dropping a utility engine soon. That's going to be.
What does that mean? What is the utility?
So
engine?
You'll be able to sign on and be able to click and check out your NFT collections that you have. You may have a Chill Cowboy, a Bored Ape, whatever it may be. You can go in there and click, and you can renew. Say we did a brand deal with Boot Barn that you get $100 off or a free cowboy hat, whatever we've decided. There's a million ways to spin it, a million ways to collaborate. So in a sense, it's not just Chill Cowboy. We're looking to, collaborate with a ton of different brands, whether it's WWE, sporting events, live music events. The list goes on of what we're, trying to do. But at the end of the day, we love people. We love hosting. We love community, and we love creativity. And so obviously music is the driving force, but we just want to get a lot of like-minded individuals together and throw parties, educate people, have a great time, and push this thing forward and try to be a part of something that's brand new. And it takes a team. We've got a bunch of great artist founders alongside of us. We've got a great team. Brian can probably talk about that some more with Tronic, and Brittany's just she's a boss, man. She's crushing it too, and it's just fun because it's not been done before. We're on the cutting edge of this, and we're the first in the country space, which is really cool. Proud to say that. We worked really hard to get out in the marketplace first, and it's just different. So that's why I'm in.
It's pretty sweet. So here's what I've always wondered about these projects, because they're all like generative art. So there's X amount of properties that come together to create these kind of random looking cowboys. When you're putting this together, does Tronic help with that? Or are you going through and designing each element and trying to figure out like what elements do you want? Is it a necklace? Is it like the cowboy hat? And do you pick those elements and then does it really go about randomly? Like how does that part work?
You want to take that?
We had a lot of fun with that.
That was fun.
That was fun.
Yeah, just like a mood board. Basically, we started off with a mood board and just started collecting images of everything. Yeah, down to accessories and eyes and eye color, hair color, faces, different mouths, different everything, clothing. And then we just kind of got together as a team and started eliminating and adding things, and we just got really funky with it. And I think, we were inspired a lot, the science behind what makes Bored Ape Yacht Club cool is that you're sitting there staring at the art and just taking in like all of these really detailed elements. Like World of Women, I'm involved in that project.
Oh yeah.
They have
that's Guy Osiris' project, and who started it? Someone.
So Yam is she was the original artist,
Yeah.
and then a lot of celebrities jumped on board.
Yeah,
like,
Reese Witherspoon has one. Brittany
Eva
Kelly.
Longoria.
Brittany Kelly has one. I'm
Brittany
assuming
Kelly,
she
yes.
does. Yeah.
Yeah,
At
so-
least one.
Yep.
I've definitely
I think you got
tracked
two.
them and studied that project, and what they're doing is really cool. But the art was super inspirational because you could even zoom in like micro detail and see details in their earrings. And so it is about the artist. NFT community is big on, crediting the art and the artist. And so we worked with someone from South Africa, Benedict. He was awesome. He worked on Invisible Friends. I'm not sure if you heard of that project, but we knew what elements we wanted to include, and then we just honed in on it and got really detailed. Because you own your art, you own the IP to your
The
cowboy.
person who buys the cowboy owns it. They could launch a show with it. They could put it on a
That's
T-shirt.
right.
They could do anything. They could
I think
sell.
it's twofold too. Is like, let's have some badass art. Let's crush that, and that's awesome. However, what that gets you, like what the art is a collectible, that's badass. It's super unique, but what can you get from that? So that's the big point. That's your ticket. That's your ticket to Chill Fest, a once-a-year festival we're going to throw in real-life events, whether we're at, CMA Week in Nashville or South by in Austin or Stagecoach in California.
Yeah,
So,
and one of the things with a lot of the NFT projects is, you're promised all these things, right? So we wanted to create a really simple way that you log into our site, and we have this whole thing internally called 1,000 perks, to where you land on this site and you see 1,000 different things that you can redeem, whether it's a brand discount or tickets to a BK show or whatever artist that we're partnering with for that. And I think that's what's really starting to make sense to people. So think of it more as like a membership, like a Soho membership. The only difference is, since it's an NFT, you can sell it. So there's only 6,000 memberships ever. So if 50,000 people want one, that's why you see some of the prices go up on some of these projects. I saw a doodle sold the other day for 125,000.
jeez.
And that was bought for $300 originally. So that's kind of the really interesting, intriguing part. At least initially, like Brian said, you can do so many things. We've talked about buying properties, and maybe that's like the in real life Chill Cowboy Club. There's so many directions we can go with it. But yeah,
back to the art, when you really do know, what an NFT is in the project. And I'm not sure if y'all are into baseball cards. I know my husband's still into baseball cards, but it's so exciting because when you go to mint, your NFT, you have no idea if you're going to get a general admission, a rare, or a legendary.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that because there's like 100 legendaries,
Right.
And then there's less rares, and then each one gives you different access. And if you have a GA one, you're basically a loser. That one kind of sucks.
No.
And then
No,
if you've got a
you're still
legendary
good.
one, you're getting big time perks, right?
That's right.
That's and you can still go mint these, right?
That's
Yeah.
right.
So how come people are getting like Ray Lynn, for example, she has one that looks just like her. How does she get that one?
Well, it's still up for grabs technically. So we use that for promotional purposes. So the artists, the founders, we created custom NFTs for them, but they're up for grabs. So BKs.
Somebody got mine.
Someone actually
I
already
got to put an
minted
offer in.
BKs.
I gotta
Now he's got
get
to
it.
buy it back, so
Yeah.
it keeps the integrity of the project.
Really?
Yeah.
Because wait, isn't your profile picture your Chill
I
Cowboy?
switched it.
You switched
I
it
switched it
because
on
that's very
Instagram. Yeah.
taboo.
Yeah, 'cause I don't
in this
own it.
world.
I don't own
if
it.
you don't own it,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you can't put a fake
Yeah.
like CryptoPunk up or
That's
something.
right.
Had to switch it out.
You have to switch it
Exactly.
out, but you're gonna buy it back.
I'm gonna have to try.
How
Well,
much? What is your max that you're gonna spend on this to buy it back? I don't know if we want to say so that the guy knows who has
You
it,
know?
but just
Yeah,
tell
I
us.
don't know.
How much
Losing all his
are you gonna
leverage.
spend? Are you gonna spend 6 figures on this to buy it back potentially?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. I'll cut a nice deal though.
Cut a nice deal.
Maybe
Okay.
trade him another one. Trade him another legendary.
Yeah, I was
Trey Legendary.
cut a deal somehow.
This is the thing of like buying like URLs, like when people buy hot URLs and then
yeah.
they sell them to people. Like
Exactly.
this is exactly what that is. Okay, so the first event, what you guys threw, I think it was at your house, right? And I was there, and it was incredible. I think there was more free swag given out at this event than anything I'd ever been to. I got this bracelet right here that's 14 karat gold that was given out at this event. Like these are hot events, the Chill Cowboy events. What else is happening? So we've got the Chill Fest going down. When's that going to be?
We're still deciding. We're still trying to lock in location and ultimately looking at just what's the best timing? How can we get the most amount of members? How can we make it the most badass, festival we can? So still planning, but working hard. That's top priority for us, for sure.
But I think we're going to try to prove these concepts. Like, for example, BK's got a residency down in 30A in Florida. He's playing in September and October, 20 shows. And we're going to give free access to Chill Cowboy members up to 4 shows so they can get on their dashboard, essentially, claim the 4 tickets, and come to the show for free. Same with our other founders. We've already started to do things like that. Drop free meet and greets, drop free meetups. And then next year we hope to also plan some retreats, which will be capped off at a certain number. And they'll drop and you have to claim it, buy packages. So there'll be some different in-person experiences. And then when Chill Fest does come around, we want to make sure that's really perfect. And we have the perfect partners for that. But just like you saw at our house, we want to create an immersive experience. We want to create a country club experience, but it's chill,
It's chill.
It's
yeah,
chill.
yeah.
So it's boutique. It's a boutique experience. You go to this show, you have these immersive brand experiences, just like you had with your jewelry.
They soldered this thing on to me.
Right.
It's stuck on me
permanent,
forever.
baby.
It's
I'm
permanent.
so mad I didn't get one.
Yeah, Brian, I can't believe you didn't get one. I said there was no way I'm leaving here without a bracelet.
The line was too long.
I caught it at the right time. I just sat down and I got it. It was perfect. Okay, wait. So there's a lot happening here with Chill Cowboy. Would you ever consider selling some royalties to your music? Like that's very common right now. Like Royals is doing this. Justin Blau's company. Like, would you ever sell your music as an NFT, like streams to your royalties if people bought them?
I think my situation right now is probably a little different just because I'm with Big Machine. But
right.
I will say that Scott Borchetta is definitely open to collaborating and very open-minded and is understanding of the space. Mm-hmm. So I think with my current deal, I think he'd definitely be open. I think there's a road to walk down and we could get super creative with that. So I don't know exactly what that would look like for me. However, other artists, I think it's a great idea. And I think it just depends on where you're at in your career and how you want to do it. But like I said, Scott is very in the know and very forward thinking. So and also extremely artist friendly. He loves when artists bring him ideas that he can get behind, and he sees a very clear picture of how it can work. So man, I'm excited. I know we've had quite a few talks, so I think that could be something that could happen. But something else just to mention, on that dashboard. And what's down the pipeline is exclusive content from all of our artist founders. I think we're also looking at maybe adding some more founders. I think some more artists are wanting to get in now that they've seen the drop and the launch. And as we're dropping these utilities, these collaborations, as things start to grow and get even more real, I think people are wanting to hop on board. So anything from, CCTV, video podcast we're looking at, maybe animated show based off of the Chill Cowboy and Cowgirl characters. So there's a lot of different verticals off this brand and this project and platform that we're looking at. Like Brittany said, when the time's right, we'll push go on each facet,
I love it. And then Brian, is there gonna be a virtual venue at some point?
That's the goal. I mean,
hell yeah.
I think our original conversations around Chill Cowboys, we wanted to eventually throw the biggest virtual concert ever for the country music space, which I think would be cool.
Yeah.
But again, kind of prioritizing, a lot of people don't even have AR, VR goggles yet, so kind of time that right, I think is key.
Brian, when you talk to your friends about BK, like you just said that your friends are wanting to get on board and they're like really interested in it, but like, are there people that are like, I don't know about this like Chill Cowboy Country Club thing? Yeah. Like, and do you feel like, are you trying to convince them and show them kind of what's happening in this world, or do you kind of just say like,
Well, I think
you go do your own thing.
The conversations we're having with in those situations is, it appears that a lot of people we know, friends, fans, family, people in the industry, maybe the first impression of what an NFT was kind of maybe not true to what we're doing. So, a lot of some projects didn't have utilities. It's just a piece of art. It's a graphic, and that's awesome. That's their world. That's cool. But like I said, ours is so different. It's utility-based events. We're focused on in real life connections, in real life community, fun times, music, entrepreneurship, just intentionality in everything that we do. You know what I'm saying? Just like we had, make your own hat at our house, creative drinks, brand, everything's on brand. Every move that we all make is intentional. And so it's not just an image. That's what we're educating our friends and industry folks on is, hey, this is a real club. This is as real as a Soho House membership, as a country club membership.
This is possibly more exclusive.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
There's a certain amount of spots. Now's your chance to get in. And once they're gone, you're going to have to be paying BK money for a picture of himself
Yeah.
as an NFT.
Yeah. And
Now's the time to get in.
Now's the time to get in.
Yeah.
The other big thing to just understand is owning an NFT, you own a piece of the platform, right? I think that's hard for people to wrap their heads around, but as the platform grows, you have your little, you own 2 or 3 of them that could be worth who knows one day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the hardest part to kind of convince artists that, jump on board, help with the project, own some NFTs, and let's just grow this thing together. I think that's the part those are the conversations that are difficult to get people to wrap their heads around.
Is it mostly fans who are buying them, or is it more like industry people or people who are more like business, crypto facing?
It's kind of all over the place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was going to say too.
Yeah, a lot of fans, a lot of industry folks, and a lot of industry folks that want to buy a lot of them, and we're trying to figure out how to white glove onboard them because they don't know what a wallet is, and so it's a lot of education.
Yeah.
And that's
It's
what's
clunky.
exciting because we are educating so many
people about like how
love
many
it.
MetaMasks have you downloaded for people?
I
and-
love it.
Yeah,
It's so much
exactly.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still need to get mine. I don't know. I think I was on the original
We got to make that happen.
sheet,
Yeah,
but I the thing is, I'm in my MetaMask and I don't see it. Wasn't I supposed to see
yeah.
it?
I'll show
We'll help you
what-
refresh.
It's a-
We'll
It's a-
Help you
refresh.
refresh your
Yeah.
metadata.
Okay, this is
Yeah.
big. I Brittany's gonna help me,
I got
and
you.
I just see in her eyes that she's gonna get this done. Okay, so Brian's last record, which I really loved, "Sunshine Stay in Mind." Every song on this record sounded really good.
Thank you.
Which I feel like is easier said than done. Like most people, I feel like it's hard to have music that just sounds really good.
Man, I
right?
appreciate
Is
that.
that because you've just been around, you've been doing it forever, you have your collaborators? Like sonically it sounded good. Every song was just like rock solid on it.
Man, I appreciate that.
And I feel like that's overlooked. I feel like it's hard to have songs that are just really good across the entire record. Right?
Well, I appreciate that. And, just it was a really interesting and also special time to be, making that album. It was, I started on it August of 2020 and finished it, not even a year later, finished it and probably wrapped it up probably February or March, I'd say, of 21. So inspiration was flowing, man. I was in a time where we were just living out of our carriage house in Florida, no shows, everything was canceled, and just feeling really taken care of in a sense, like had a roof over our head, super simple, just in a small place with our dogs,
don't take
fishing a
much.
lot. It don't take much. That's where that song came from.
I know.
you
I was going to ask you about
Yeah.
this. This was like a true. This
Yeah.
is like your true song, right? This
Yeah.
is all real.
Oh yeah.
So did you write this? And then do you show it to Brittany? And you're
Yeah.
like, Brittany, check the song out. We're living in a carriage house, and Brittany's like, get me out of the carriage house. Like,
Yeah.
when are we moving into the real house?
Exactly,
Like,
yeah.
what's
well,
happening
we moved
here?
into the carriage house to get the main house
to get the main house built,
done.
right?
Yeah, we were
yeah.
kind of behind, and so we were like, you know what? Let's move in. But it was just a special time flying in some of my best friends and collaborators. We were, writing on the beach. We were riding on, these state park trails, riding e-bikes with a guitar backpack, pulling over to write a second verse of Boat Ride, and, fishing. If we got stuck on a bridge or something, we'd go get a drink at Chiringo or Red Bar, and just everything was flowing. Literally just, and I couldn't stop it if I wanted to, man. I'd look out and, good day for a boat ride. Oh, let me write that one down, and so
Walking
just-
along the pier.
yeah, just
Seeing
pulling,
some boat names. You're like,
Exactly.
oh my God,
just
boat
pulling
names,
from my
baby.
life, and it was so I appreciate sonically, man. Just Corey and I co-produced it. Jake Rose co-produced a couple songs as well, but we just in a I know it happened quick, but we were just pretty methodical on it. And I got to shout out all the musicians that played on the record. They absolutely crushed it. I couldn't be more proud of it. Corey is just a great producer, a great leader, as well as Jake. And so just, when our worlds collided with, the songs, the musicians, and just the heart behind the movement, you know, like I felt like everybody was 100% all in with me. You can tell the way the instruments are played. You can tell the way the songs are written.
It just sounds like,
and so,
it just sounds really good.
Thank you.
So when you wrote like Beach Cowboy, for example, which is a really fun song, and there's a video going viral right now of like two people dancing.
Love that
Yeah.
At
the J Creek Cloggers, baby.
I picture that when you go in to write the song, I would be thinking like, how do we write like My Boot Scoot Boogie? Boot Scoot and Boogie, right? Is that kind of what you were thinking when you went in to write that? Or were you thinking like, let's write like a dance song, like something that's going to be kind of
we just
fun?
Started with that title. I had that title, and we had wrote like 3 songs that day, I think. Ended up writing 3 or 4 songs. Like Highway on the Water we wrote that day, and maybe Horses on the Beach. We were just killing it that day. I don't know what was going on, but me, Jake, and Blake were just on a mission. It was beautiful weather, in the zone, and we're sitting in the backyard of the Surf Post where I'm doing the Surf Post sessions, a little green space under the tiki hut, taking a break. And
are you a good surfer? Do you even surf?
I'm a very picky surfer these days.
Brittany, what does that mean? What does it mean that he's a picky surfer?
You know, like 3 to 5 foot waves.
Maybe 2 to 3.
Look,
is that small?
I'm trying to
surf
tour.
at all.
I got a career to build and stay healthy for. So I'm not
chill surfing.
I'm a chill surfer. Exactly, chill cowboy, chill surfer.
Are there any other country artists that you go out surfing with? Or like, do you like? Is there anyone that you go surfing with?
No. I
Maybe
mean,
like wake surfing with like Jake.
Yeah, I've been wake surfing with Jake and some buddies, but when it's easy to get out and the waves are small, the beach cowboy surfs.
The beach cowboy surfs.
Yeah,
because you own a surf shop too.
Yeah.
So I want people to know that you surf. I don't want people to think that.
No, I definitely do. But I'm a busy man, and it's not most high priority, but when it's right, we do stand up paddleboard. I wake surf. I surf when it's nice and easy for me. But like I said, man, I'm trying to build a career. I'm trying to stay healthy and be on tour when I can and do the dang thing. But back to Beach Cowboy.
Yeah.
Started with the title, and I go, boys, I want to have fun with this title. I don't want it to be cheesy. I want it to be just kind of swaggy, but like also me not taking myself too seriously. And like if there's a way to blend that world, and we just kind of started talking about it before we started creating it, and I think kind of setting the scene helped, and then it was just off to the races. Blake was throwing down some verses, and we were just like, talking about the chorus, John Wayne on these waves, and Shark Tooth on my bolo, and it was just, I don't know, man, honestly a magical day. We're just piecing this puzzle together, and not every day is like that, sometimes you're grinding, and maybe leave with a half-written song, but my experience writing for my solo record, for the most part, pretty much every write was pretty easy. I guess it's a little bit different muscle to flex, trying to write for, whether it's FGL duo or trying to write to get an outside cut or writing with another artist specifically for their project. That's a different muscle, and that's definitely a challenge. But when I feel like it's just pulling stuff from my life, it comes by pretty easy.
Was there a moment where you're like, you've made this decision that, hey, I want to do this solo career, and at first maybe it's hard to picture, but you just kind of start, you say, hey, well, how do we start this? We have to start writing, we have to start doing something. And then was there a moment or like a song where you were actually like, wait a second, like I'm starting to picture what this solo career looks like. Like this isn't like, now I'm in it, now I'm doing it. Like was there a moment where you were just like, I see this now, I see this vision?
Yeah.
Versus a time when like you couldn't really see it, even though you knew you wanted to do it?
Yeah, first song I wrote for the project, and I didn't know I was working on a project, but that's what kind of enlightened me, was Boat Names. Wrote that August 25th, 2020. Was holding on to that title for like 8 or 9 months. I had a little verse melody in the first line or two, had the little lick, and a couple lines in the chorus. I had written out in my notebook, one of these days I'm going to make your name one of them boat names. And when we finished that,
yeah, she liked that.
Has he done it yet, Brittany? There's a boat named Brittany? Is it a kayak?
It's
a sport fisher. That's pretty good, actually.
We got Little Brit too, the little 17-foot scout.
Oh, okay.
But that day, that was like, I didn't know at that time I had an outlet for that. I just was writing as if, and just set sail on the Brittany Marie. Just wrote it as if I was going to cut it, and I just was trying to be super creative with Parker Welling and Casey Brown. And so right when that song, we wrote, I go, babe, we wrote something special. Like that's my song. Like.
Well, didn't you pitch it to Kenny?
I think I low key pitched it to Kenny, or I don't even know. I don't even know if he heard it.
What is the?
But
He's
check
like,
this out.
he's like, let me tell you something.
The sign was
what? What was the sign?
The sign was, I go, I'm pretty sure this is for me. This is my song. However, if Chesney wants it, maybe he could have it. But if he passes, that's my sign. You know.
That's your sign.
That was the sign.
Yeah.
I was like, because it says it's just so personal, you know. And so wrote Made by the Water, Good Day, By Boat, all pretty quickly. And had a little chunk of 4 or 5 songs, and that was it, man. I was like, I'm not waiting. I can't wait. Life is short. If the pandemic taught us anything, live life, love who you love, chase dreams, and I just wanted to honor my creativity and my artistry, and prove to myself that I can do it, and wherever it takes me, I'm cool with it. But at the end of the day, it's super fulfilling to know that I'm doing the right thing and I'm following my calling, and just adding to what I've already done. It's kind of a cherry on top for me, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely. And how the show's been? Show's been
great.
Amazing.
Yeah, man, absolutely. It's cool because it's like it's just a different experience, but it's a great experience. And to have FGL and do this over here, it's apples and oranges. That's what's fun about it, because we've gotten to do so many collaborations, so many different genre bending. We've had so many genre bending moments, and chased down a ton of dreams. I couldn't be more grateful. I couldn't be more proud and protective of what we've done, and thankful to the fans. And it's freaking awesome, man. And to have this over here, that's me, and I can kind of captain that ship and take what I've learned over here and apply that in a lot of different ways and kind of make it my own. It's cool, man. It's like, to me, it's always been about this and that, not this or that, from day one. So that's super important for me to say, and for everybody to know that, like, I've been all in on trying to do both.
Brittany, early on, wasn't it kind of a thing that, like, early on, the FGL guys were going on the red carpet, and their management would say to them, like, we don't want any wives on the red carpet. And didn't you kind of say, like, well, that doesn't make any sense? And then didn't you also fight to get in, maybe not fight, but, like, to get into some of the music videos? Because weren't there, like,
can
actresses?
I answer that?
Yeah.
I feel like...
Well, you're going to answer that for Brittany?
Yeah, because I know the answer. I just want to brag, because I feel like me and Tyler were leading the way, wanting that. So,
and I felt like that was kind of a rumor in the industry in general.
Was it
that,
a rumor? It wasn't really real.
Wives weren't allowed, and I never experienced that.
Yeah,
I never experienced that actually at all. But I did hear that rumor that wives weren't, that it was bad luck if a wife was in your music video, and that
people said that.
Yeah, they said it was bad luck. But I mean, nobody,
like putting
on
your
team.
hat on your bed, bad luck. That doesn't make any sense.
But they fought. I mean, BK fought to have us, in those videos, and I think it was more because individual videos are sometimes written or come up, a lot of people pitch different ideas. And from the beginning, they both fought for us to be the star, or what do they call it, the star model or whatever. I
think, when it worked and along the lines of the videos and stuff, or just being around, I mean, that's why we got married. That was the point. We want to show you off. We want you in the videos when it works and makes sense. Or if we're using actors and it's a whole completely different storyline, it doesn't make any sense, then obviously they wouldn't be in there. But
I feel like y'all set the pace though for other acts.
We were getting to experience things.
I feel like Thomas Rhett now does this. He's been doing it for a while, but there's all these people that have their spouses in their videos, and now obviously on the red carpet. Like, it would be crazy to see so many country artists on the red carpet without their spouses.
Well, what's more country than showing your real life?
And
I think social media had a lot to do with that, because it's like you could be this big country star and have this actress come in, and then everybody on social media is like, well, what about your wife, or what about your girlfriend? And so now that really, like, it's your whole life that's your brand. You see this country star girl or guy, and people want to know, like, what's your girlfriend or boyfriend's name? What's your wife's name? What's your dog's name? Like, they know who your parents are. And so, 10 or 15 years ago, no one really knew that,
Yeah,
I
can't imagine boat names with, like, some random actress.
Right.
In the
well,
video.
people want to see, you show so much of your life on the internet, they want to see you interact in that way. And I remember the first time, y'all asked us, and I was like, well, I'm not an actress, and I was super nervous, but it's real life. And I think that's what fans want to see. They want to see real shit,
Now, do you like doing it? Like, you were just in the music video for you were just in a music video recently.
You've
Well,
been
a couple of
quite
them.
a few of them. We
now,
stacked her up on my solo
like,
stuff.
huh.
now do you like doing it? Is it fun to do, or like to be on set, or is it just indifferent? You're like,
I like to be on set. I don't mind being on camera, but I really like to help write like the script and stuff. Like I really
Oh,
like
really?
to. I really like to help with like the creative direction, the outfits, and the scenes, and
Tribe Kelly clothing in every music video, right? Is
Right,
that
right.
what happens?
But even
It's
for
in
like
there.
Beach Cowboy, like I'm driving a golf cart, our videographer's hanging off the side of the golf cart, video and BK, on the bike, and then I'm doing like a behind the scenes picture right here, and I'm slowing down. Like I love to do that, like I love to get in the mix of it, and whether I'm in, behind the camera or in front of the camera, it's just fun to be creative.
Yeah, I sometimes see on Instagram you'll work out with Erin Oprah. Is that how you say her last name?
Oprah.
Oprah. All these like badass people work out with her. Like the most in shape like badass people ever. Like, is she a freaking hard ass? Like what does she do? Is she
legend.
insane? Like I
Kills
want to
you.
work out with her. She kills you.
Oh yeah, I mean, she served our country. Like she's a badass. She is the real life G.I. Jane.
How did everyone get connected to her? Like, did one person start working out with her?
Well,
And
Carrie Underwood's legs.
Carrie
Have you
Underwood's
ever seen those?
Yes, her legs are like her co-headliner. Her legs are like her Tyler to the BK. Like
Right.
they're like another headliner
You're
on
like,
stage.
Huh? How did she get those legs? Oh, Erin Oprah. Okay, I want whatever she's.
That
whatever
was
program
like
she's
the
on.
walking like advertisement
Oh, yeah.
for her as a trainer, and then everyone just started using her. Is that what happened?
Oh yeah.
And is she just like brutal
She
in
just
these
completely
workouts?
slays you, and you hate every minute of it. Every minute of it, but when you get done, you like already have an ab, so you're like, okay, I'll keep going.
You have a single ab.
You have one ab
You have
after
one
that?
ab
Starting to get
after
chiseled in.
every workout. Okay, we've got the full crew here. We've got everybody here. The Chill Cowboy Country Club. You need to go and check these out. Is it chillcountrycowboyclub.com? Is that the website? What's the website?
Chillcowboy.com.
Or is it 4cs.com?
Actually, chillcowboy.com.
It's chillcowboy.com. You need to go and check this out. You need to download your MetaMask and integrate it.
Yes.
It sounds scary, but it's not that hard. And there's a lot of
Yeah.
YouTube videos that are going to explain to you how to do this. You need to get your MetaMask, your wallet. You need to get a cowboy. And you need to keep up to date with these guys. Follow the CCCC. Is that 4Cs?
Yeah.
On Instagram. And look at the events. See what's happening. Hopefully you mint a badass one. If not,
Yes.
get another one so you're not a loser with like a common one. Like you don't want that to be you. So go get a Chill Cowboy. Brian Kelly's got. Do you have new music coming out or?
I do. I don't know exactly when, but right now, just still writing, but also starting to record. I'm working on a special project I can't talk about just yet, but like
tell
a
us
little
about
EP, but I can't talk about it just yet. But I will
Who
say,
says who? What aren't you the boss?
yeah,
What's
I guess maybe.
It's a little EP project.
Let's just say it's special, and maybe none of the songs on there are original,
Interesting.
and then maybe one or two of the songs could be Margaritaville. Maybe another song could be When the Sun Goes Down. If you maybe see where this boat's floating, you know what I'm saying? So I'm doing that alongside obviously an original new album, my music.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I'm doing with that special project, I think is going to help tell my story, and I think open a lot of people's eyes and ears to really understand what I'm doing and what really is my lane. So just excited about that. I love creating. The point of me being home in Grayton Beach this fall and doing a residency down there is to be home, be in the environment where I can make the best music possible. That's at the beach, that's flying riders, and that's having a great time fishing, paddleboarding, maybe some surfing when it's chill, and just
Some chill cowboy
and playing shows
surfing.
on the weekend. And so what I'm able to do is I can, write a song on a Tuesday or Wednesday, brand new, and Friday or Saturday I can test that out in front of a live crowd if I want, and
Yeah.
and all these unreleased songs, I'm getting instant feedback. I'm getting a gauge on what is resonating the most. And so it's a really cool way to kind of A&R. It's a great, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, sleeping in my own bed this fall sounded like a good idea too. Playing shows and just being home, and I just know that I kind of want to do as much as possible, replicate the environment that I made my first record. So minus the pandemic, but
Oh,
being home.
I love it.
Is that
So
how you look at post surf sessions? Kind of like a way to test songs, test
Yeah,
new
yeah.
that's cool.
And it's like like get a bunch of laps in, get some more shows under my belt, and try some different things, challenge myself, and also at the same, we love creating things. So no other artist is doing a residency in the backyard of their surf shop. That's the kind of lanes that I want to live in, and this is the kind of foundation that I'm pouring for my solo career. And if that's, it's just one fan at a time, it's one experience at a time. And so I'm just jacked about it. It feels good to be free of feeling like I have to keep up with what anybody else is doing and truly own where I'm at, what I'm doing. That's freaking awesome to me. Is like I feel in my own lane, and that's empowering. It's inspiring, and so just excited about new music, new shows, and just being home with the dogs and seeing what trying to, honestly, I'm adding to this long answer, but setting up a big 23. That's what this fall is about, is looking forward to 23 and how can we gather up as much, content and music and make the biggest splash for 23.
Brittany, do you like when he's home, or are you begging for him to get back out on the road and give you your space again?
Well, she's usually with me.
Yeah.
You usually go out on the road. That makes sense.
Kind of like a marriage deal. Like when we got married, because I was in college when
how'd you guys meet?
Through dating.
Funny
siblings.
you should ask.
Through siblings?
We dated siblings. Yeah.
Wait, like you have a brother?
Like I dated this guy, and then I met BK at a Thanksgiving because he was dating this guy's sister.
Wait, you were dating the sister of the guy that you were dating?
Yes.
No way. And then did you both like immediate
It wasn't juicy.
It wasn't like that as much as we wish it was, but it might have been more juicy in my head. But no, I thought she was just, drop dead amazing, drop dead beautiful, and just down to earth, real life, good old girl, and I always wrote this song actually. I go, man, if we're ever single at the same time, I'll marry that girl, And so we kind of both went our separate ways from those relationships. A year and a half or two passed, and we kind of circled back. And
but when we got married, it was like I remember you saying that you're like, I want you with me like all the time, and I was like, oh, that's so cute. You're a guy, you definitely don't want me all the.
No, but he meant it.
No, he really meant it. Yeah, like
Brittany was like, I don't want to be with you that often.
She's like, can't you go golf or something?
Can you
I bring her golfing too.
Wait, but how'd you guys reconnect? Like, I guess a year and a half later.
I said, hey,
he
you
wouldn't
want to
stop
come
hitting
to a
me
show?
in the DM.
No, did you? Wait, did you really hit the DM?
I had your number. No, I had your.
You hit me in the
Did I hit
Twitter
on Twitter?
DM.
No, maybe that's how I got your
Twitter DM.
Twitter
Go back to
DM.
those.
So you just kept thinking about her, and then were you thinking like
He kept inviting me to shows.
Well, we were in Athens.
Were you gonna fly her out to a show, or you were gonna go to a show where that was local to her?
It was local. So like the first try was in Athens.
Yeah, I went to UGA.
And I was like,
so
hey,
he wanted me to
we're playing in Athens. If you want to come out with some friends, whatever, let me know. She's like, no, that ain't really my scene. And
What kind of venue were you playing?
I'll never forget.
Were you doing like clubs at that time,
it was the theater there.
Yeah, it was the theater.
Oh, so it was big enough that you knew you could
We were
flex.
Cruz was out.
But
so
I think we were opening for like Randy Rogers Band or Josh Abbott or something like that.
What year was this?
It was 2012, I think that would have been.
So you were big enough at the time where like you were kind of flexing, bringing her to a show, right?
Not then. 2013, when it circled back around, we were playing a festival in somewhere Georgia. Augusta. That might have been more of a flex.
He caught me in a weak a flex. You were in a muddy fair.
I know. But we had a bus.
Wait, but what was the moment? Like,
way cooler.
Did he keep DMing you, and then finally you just said, "Screw it"? Like, I'll go to one show.
I was having a weak moment during finals week, and I was like, I need to like let loose and like go do something. And so I had some friends going to that show, and I was like, yeah, like I know the guy, whatever. And so we went, and then I think you had me back on the bus.
Stole her heart.
Did you think for a second like, oh, I'm sure he's doing this to every girl in every city?
Oh, I was like, he's about to take me to the back of the bus and like try to like take advantage for sure. No, I'm just.
But what happened? He was a gentleman.
He took me to the back of the bus, but nothing happened.
He was a true gentleman.
Yeah, he was a true gentleman. Walked me to my car, and I didn't really think anything of it. And I was like obviously really young at the time, and then we just never stopped texting. And I think he was like more concerned with me going out at the bars at UGA than I was like his late nights at his job basically. And then we just had a really, I'm all about like intellectual intimacy. Like I love connecting with someone on like an intellectual level. And so we were forced to do that over text message and FaceTime. And I just never stopped texting. And then we got married, like 8 months later. Jensen was like what is going on? Jensen was like, wait, what? Y'all are getting married? We got.
Wait, you got married 8 months later
Yeah,
after
it was
meeting?
quick because we already knew each other. We didn't know each other like that, but it was like.
I mean, I met him when I was 19, and we were
Yeah.
married when I was 23.
Yeah.
But we had only dated for.
Like we met when we didn't. Me and Tyler didn't even have a publishing deal. Didn't even have anything going on.
Yeah.
So
You were a nobody.
yeah.
Like I remember
So she saw
going
me
to a
like that,
show.
you know.
I mean, going to a show at 40 Watt in like 2010.
Yeah.
And like us buying tickets, or his family buying tickets and like handing them out on the streets in Athens. And there was just like, maybe like 20 or 30 people there.
Mm-hmm.
Then like going out to the bars. Like, I mean, it was pretty crazy to see them not even be able to get people in 40 Watt. And
Yeah.
then 4 years later, you're like selling out arenas and stuff. But yeah, it was cool. It was cool that I was exposed to him before, it was what it was.
So what's the advice, BK? Because I'm very single over here.
Okay.
So
Help you out.
if I'm gonna slide into some DMs and not be creepy about it, what's the advice?
Well, God, the game has changed.
Game has
so
it though?
long. I mean, yeah, I think so. I think the game's changed. I'm not sure.
Were you just persistent?
I don't know how to be. I wouldn't know how to be single these days.
Were you just
let
like
me- let's
politely
see here.
All the apps.
persistent?
Let's see
Is that what you did here to land this?
Yeah. I would try to run into somebody in a real life, if
IRL.
if I were,
Yeah.
if I were
Not in the
you,
metaverse.
I would try to be. I would
IRL.
try to be somewhere
Yeah.
where you think there might be somebody you could be in. Like I would think the real life things these days, and I could be wrong. I think there's nothing wrong with, hey, what's up? Let's get a drink or something. But there's something just about a real connection, like voice, locking eyes,
And, like-
talking. Like obviously that's easier said than done. Just I met the love of my life at a concert.
Yeah,
and
one
I
of my good
knew
friends.
she was gonna be there or whatever. But like,
Yeah.
I think just getting out, networking, just,
Networking for my
but you just run into
relationship.
people, I don't know.
One of my best friends who works here, he met his girlfriend at Trader Joe's. They both went to grab for a lemon.
Come on.
I swear to
no
God.
way.
See?
And then he said to her, he
Romantic.
was like, "So how do you think you know when a lemon's ripe?" That's what he said to her. And they got into a conversation, exchanged numbers, and now they've been dating for like a year.
There you go.
IRL, baby.
You're headed to the
Yeah.
grocery
Stay-
store
go to-
after
Yeah.
this.
I'm heading to the grocery
Produce-
store.
produce section.
Dude,
This is
that
okay. Wait,
Kroger up.
at Kroger up, I might meet someone at Kroger. Okay, wait, we're running out of time
I would
here.
personally go to Publix, but
You think Publix? You think I'm gonna have the best luck at
dude,
Publix?
yeah,
Not Whole Foods.
She may be too bougie at Whole
Too
Foods.
bougie at
I
Whole
think
Foods.
Publix, man.
Publix is
While
my.
you're there, get those
maybe
Publix
sh-
cookies.
Publix
That's where you
coo-
might find her, if she's smart.
Should I just camp out by the Publix cookies?
Yeah, absolutely. But you got to get the right kind. There's 2 different kinds they make,
What?
and you got to get the right kind. So that's how you'll find her.
This is dating advice from Brian Kelly. This is valuable to everyone listening. Before
You also could find her at a Surf Post show this
Oh
year.
yeah, you should
this
come
fall.
to Surf
I would love to come to the
That's
Surf
my
Post.
answer.
Yeah.
I want to take back everything I said. You're
I
going to
think-
find her at the
Yeah.
Surf Post sessions
I
in
think I
Grayton
could
Beach
find
this
her at
fall.
the Surf Post session. I would love to come down to a
Come.
Surf
I
Post
think
session.
it's going to happen.
We'd love that.
That I feel good about.
Yeah,
I
let's
feel
use
like
that answer.
I feel like that could be a thing. And for fans listening
Yeah.
who are single, come to a Surf Post session as well.
Yeah.
There's tons of attractive people
Yeah.
on both sides. So wait, before we wrap up, Tribe Kelly, just really quickly, like what's next for Tribe Kelly? Is there anything new coming out, or what can we talk about with Tribe Kelly? I feel like you guys are always working on it.
I mean, yeah, we got this, cult e-commerce brand right now.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
It's fun. It's wild. We're about to go into season, gosh, I guess we've been 7 seasons now. 7 years.
Crazy.
8 years almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're about to drop a new collection, in early October. About to do the photo shoot next week. It's fun because a lot of it sells out right when we launch, which has been an issue. It's all self-funded. We've done everything ourselves. We haven't taken on any investors or any outside parties. But it's pretty fun. It's like a little cult-like tribe. It's a cool group of people, and a lot of them have signed on to be Chill Cowboys. So. Been meeting them a lot of these, online people are like, you can just tell, like it's one and the other. Like we're going to offer a lot of Tribe Kelly product and discounts to the Chill Cowboy Country Club and vice versa. So a lot of cross-pollination there. But yeah, it's great.
I love the clothing. I always see it on Instagram.
Yeah.
And it always
Made
just
in
so
USA.
comfortable.
Yeah.
All made in
USA
USA.
made,
Do you
baby.
own any, Brian? Do you have any Tribe Kelly clothing?
I've been trying to get. At first, I thought it was all women's.
No, there's
clothing,
some
and
men's
then-
stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then I found, so it looks so. I'm kind of comfortable kind of guy. That's the stuff I want.
A
So,
hoodie or two in your
Yeah.
future.
Yeah.
yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
Wait, and then before we wrap for real, what's happening with May We All? Because BK produced this musical, and I was a co-producer on it as well here in Nashville at TPAC. This was such a great work, and now there's like some other, there's like it's not the end of the road for May We All. There's a lot going on with it, right?
It's really the beginning because, you know, what Nashville, the whole goal for Nashville was to build it, create an asset that can continue to grow for forever. So, you know, we're looking at licensing deals where other stock and amateur groups can come in and perform it all anywhere, everywhere. That's one way. We're looking at a tour at some point. I think we're waiting on timing, logistic, routing, stuff like that. That's always been a goal as well. And then, you know, one day would be cool to be on Broadway. That would be crazy.
I'll play guitar in it.
Let's
Yeah,
freaking
there
go.
you go.
So and then also we've been in talks with a couple different partners and studios of maybe, you know, a spin-off TV show. There's a bunch of different verticals on May We All that we're super excited about. So Nashville was a success for us the way we look at it because it was always to build it, to show, you know, what this is and kind of be the first in Nashville too of a country music musical. It hadn't been done. And so just excited because there's so many roads to run down with that. So again, kind of like Chill Cowboy, when the timing's right on those verticals and those projects, you know, full force go.
Are you a theater fan? Because, you know, the big reaction that I got from lots of people that came to the show was a lot of people were like, I'm going to do a bad accent, but they were kind of like, you know, I'm not a musical theater fan, but I'm a country music fan, so I came to see this. This is probably offensive. And they were like, I came to see this. And I realized that I love this, or like I love theater. This was amazing. Like, was that kind of your experience a little bit, or are you a theater fan a little bit?
Yeah, I get down with some theater.
Yeah.
I'm probably pretty picky, just like I'm picky watching any Netflix show or Amazon. Like, I'll file through stuff for 30, 40 minutes before I even find something, you know. So, but I do love it, and this idea I love because it's combining those worlds, and to see those songs that we all chose to be in that musical live a different life through a storyline. It just shows the power of, number one, great songs, great songwriting, and great writing of the screenplay to make it come together. So from a fan experience standpoint, it's just fresh. And I think it's, you know, there's like when they played Broken Halo, you know, it's like tears, you know, and it's you're seeing something different than you're used to hearing. Even if the music video that Chris did is completely different, but that moment in that musical is just powerful, and it's another way that song can live a life as well as the other songs. So again, back to being an entrepreneur and a creative, that's what floats my boat, is fresh ideas, pioneering ideas, things that are just haven't been done. Doesn't always have to be my idea, but if I can see that idea and help assist in quality control and whatever I can do to help get that off the ground, that's what we all love being a part of. And that's back to Chill Cowboy. That's what Chill Cowboy is as well.
I love it. We've learned a lot here today. We've learned about the Chill Cowboy Club. We've learned how to get involved, how to get a Chill Cowboy. We've learned that if you're single, you need to go to a surfing session.
Yes.
And you will find the love of your life there.
Yeah.
Or Publix. Yeah.
Or Publix in the cookie section.
Yep.
We've learned a lot. We've learned there's a new stuff coming from Tribe Kelly. Follow them on Instagram and be on the lookout. There's a new secret EP coming from Brian Kelly over here. Can't talk too much about it, but it's in the works and it's coming. Thank you guys so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Great to see you guys. We're going to have you on again at some point to talk more as these projects progress, and as I feel like we're at the starting gate here.
Yes.
In so many ways, right? We've come so far, and we've so far to go. So far to go with this. And Brian and BK and I are launching a TV show. We decided about an hour ago. We decided this. So stay tuned for that too.
We've got
so much is in the works.
It's a hit. I'm not gonna lie.
It's already a hit.
Yeah.
We just talked about it at a coffee shop.
It was just like casual conversation. Okay, that's a hit.
That's a hit. We're in. BK knows. Thank you guys for coming on into the Chase studio, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.